on another adventure, and you're invited. Welcome to Oregon Territory Adventures. We'll see you on the mountain. We're headed up the mountain, going up there. They're baking it right here.
That's a beautiful
Let's
piece.
see that. Look at that. Wow.
They were baking it right here. Look at, here's another piece. They baked it right here.
There's a piece of debitage right there.
It sure is.
Hey.
Well,
Less than a mile from the truck.
these will make nice pennants.
Baked Jasper.
Yeah, it's the bake spot right here.
Look at that.
And it's really small, thin flakes. So they baked it here. Look at, they sat here in flint now. But they baked it right there. That means they sat around here and flint out. Yeah.
Wow. And we've been through here a couple times. Never even saw this spot. Check this pit out. Look at that. Wow. All kinds of green jasper in
What the
there.
heck's going on here, man?
I don't know. Maybe a spot that got dug out. Just look up here. All this is green jasper in here.
I don't think this guy dug it. Big piles. This is like it gave way. Like an old pit.
Look at this. This might be more recent.
That can be.
Wow.
Which means it come from.
Right on top of this hill or mountain. Let's zoom out a little bit. See the crystalline structure of that? This just glistens in the sunlight. Wow. And there's nothing around here. It's quite like that. But look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Here it is, right here. That's petrified wood. This is a giant fractiated piece of petrified wood. Look at that. Big old piece. Somebody's found that. Too big for my backpack. We are finally on top of the mountain. Back on the road. Probably cut off 1.5 miles of hiking by taking that shortcut. And we're headed to the creeks, the upper creek. I'll show you what we find when we get there. We're dropping down into the creek now that we've come to hunt. We're 2.5 miles in now from the truck. Maybe closer to 3, I don't know. But we're getting close. We're gonna see good stuff here real soon. Here we are. There's the creek, and there's up the creek. Finding good stuff already. I see a piece over there. It's right in that little pocket right there. Right in that pocket. I'm gonna see if I can get to it. I think it's just a big chunk of Jasper, but I'm curious. See if I can not fall in the water. Oh, it is in there good too. Nice piece of yellow Jasper. You know what I'm gonna do? See that yellow piece? I'm gonna put it right there. Next person that comes through can find it. I'm not taking most everything that I find up here. I leave it. If I find something extraordinary, I might take it home. But most stuff like this, it stays here. There's so much of it that there's no point. Just to demonstrate how much tumbling material there is up in these creeks. That might come home with me, maybe. There's a piece of Jasper there. There's one there. There's some up in there. There's some up in there. There's some up over in there. I can't film all of it. So I made this little clip just to show you exactly. Yeah, that's not pure enough. I'm not taking that. We're gonna go along and I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. Get across here without getting wet. Here's some more. There's some petrified wood right there. Let's pull that out. Little piece. But it's cool. Might hold on to that. as we work our way down here, there. And there's some reddish Jasper, Toms. There's a cool little piece of Chalcedony in there. Woo! I always like the view upstream. We got these little waterfalls. Always watching the banks. See what's coming out of those. Right here. Jasper. Jasper coming out of this bank. Okay, look at that. Right there's a piece of Jasper. More Jasper in the creek. There's a beautiful piece. It's everywhere down in here. Just undercovered him. Hope I'm not bugging him. Living behind a rock. Guess what? More. More Jasper. This one's got a beautiful agate line going down through it. It's got one band in it, so that's gorgeous. That might go actually in my bag. Check this one out. Let's see. Oh, let's adjust our, there we go. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, that one's unique enough. It may have to come home with me too. That's been chipped on, but it's a beautiful mahogany looking color. Hey, look at this. Oh, I almost thought I had me an arrowhead or something here when it was the angle I came up on. Come on, focus. Look at that, look at that. Look at that green. Woo! In these buck prints. Coming down this trail and bam. Check that out. This is coming out of the bank. So this was not tumbled in the river or in the creek. This is chipped on. They've taken and whacked it and taken this chip off. I know, because I've watched that guy do it and it looks just like that when he does it.
You're not gonna believe what I found.
An agate. I see an agate. Yeah, I'll trade you.
Look at it.
Oh my word. Look at that. Oh my word. That's all mossy. Oh yeah, that's good. What'd you find, Angel?
This is a blade. Right here, they even notched it for the notching. This has been napped all the way around. Some sort of knife or
Scraper.
tool.
Something for processing something. Let's play a little game. Let's see how many cool things we can find before we hit the bend right down there. Yeah. Starting out with that piece of Jasper. There's a piece of Jasper down in there. Let's see. I just have a good feeling about this. There's a piece of Jasper. There's a piece of Jasper. Look at that one. Look at that one and that one. Let's take a second look at this one, because this one's really interesting. I think Angel needs to look at this. This interesting.
Oh, it's definitely a blade.
And there's another piece of Jasper down there. You can have that one. That'd make a good necklace, maybe. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, yeah, nice piece of petrified wood. I had a good feeling about this stretch. Let's see if this is real wood or petrified wood. I have a feeling it's real wood. Yeah, it's real wood. But there's a piece of Jasper right there. Wow. Just in this few feet. Look at the springs coming right out of this rock, between these layers of rock. Wow. That was just from that bush right up there to here. Check this out. I just picked this up. Look at that. It's almost pink. That's going in my bag. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, that's coming home with me. I love yellow and red together. Check this out. Wow. That's gorgeous. That's going home with me. That's a little out of the ordinary. Yep, those colors are unreal. And there's more. Look at that one. And there's some small ones in here. There's one over there. But I'm leaving those. I don't take everything. About 99% of everything I find stays here. You wouldn't believe that if my wife told you what my collection looks like, though. But it does. It stays here. We cut over the top of the ridge from the last creek we were just on. We're cutting over this other creek. It's over on this side. And we're going through Ticksville, USA right here. It just makes me cringe. But there is another creek down there. Look at that. Look at this. What color do you call that? Huh? Hard to say. Is that peach? Is that pink? What is that? This is a monster piece of jasper. This is the kind of stuff that tells you that not too many people have been here before.
What is that?
It's basalt.
What's that green?
But it's got Chalcedony. Yeah. See, what is this? This isn't super common up here. Huh. Look at that. It's got some crystallization going on there. Wow. Interesting. It's super cool.
The green vein goes across this thing. There's the green vein right here.
Found a green vein. Yeah, sure enough, right down in there. A vein that runs the side of the hill. There's some right there that is broken out. Interesting. Let's take a look at this thing right here. It's not very big, but I think it's worth looking at. Oh yeah. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Goodness. I wish it was a little bigger. I'd take it home, make something out of it. Or have Angel make something out of it. Because that's really cool. I'm going to set it right on that rock. Look at this bubbly basalt. It's got Chalcedony pockets in it. Kind of cool. You see all this vegetation. See that? See this? This plant. There's more of it over there. There's some of it right here. See all that? Don't roll in it. Don't do it. You'll pay for it. No amount of money is worth it. Oh yeah, and these plants right here, those are all wild onions. You see a lot of them eating the tops off. That's from the elk and deer that live in the area. They'll eat those tops off. But there's onions underneath those, wild ones. You don't know how many of those I've walked past, not filmed. They're everywhere. Other than basalt, which most of this is. It's the second most common thing in this stream. Yellow jasper. The scenes are beautiful up here though. Okay. Yellow Jasper. More Jasper. Jasper everywhere. Okay. I found something other than Jasper. That's right there. Let's pull this out. I was hoping that was going to be bigger. That's pretty though. Wow. This video is brought to you because of Liquid Death. I'm not saying it's brought to you by Liquid Death because I'm not sponsored. But if I don't drink this, I'm going to die of thirst. And I'm not going to live to get home to edit this video. So it's quite literally brought to you by Liquid Death. So everybody say thank you, Liquid Death. Another piece of this stuff. That's got to be rose quartz. I've never seen rose quartz up here before though. That's gorgeous. I like that. We're down at the creek now. We're headed back toward the truck. We're cutting through this field. Found a couple small pieces of petrified wood, some Chalcedony. That's interesting. Yeah, you find the moles will push things up onto the surface. And sometimes you'll find some stuff. Like petrified wood chunks, little pieces of agate. There's some jasper. Kind of interesting. Never usually too large, but you will find stuff like this. Let's see what this is. Got some crystally goodness to it. Here's another one. It's just straight Chalcedony. Interesting. Let me check this out. Another piece of Chalcedony crystal. These are pretty common up here. Pretty cool. This is Jasper, but it is so stinking dark. It's black Jasper. Wow. Well, there we go, folks. The end of another adventure. Got to the top of Worthington Road, or actually it's top of Oban Chain too. That far up. Thanks for coming along. I'm thinking about in the future doing some sort of drawing, actually. Give away some jasper from up there. I have enough of it, I can probably do something like that. I'll have to think about it. Let me know if that's something you would like to see. Share the video, give it a like, and thank you for coming along. Have a good day.